Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Strom here. As you can see, I'm in a new hardcore world. I'm on day 4. I've got my hearts down in the bottom left there, so you can see I'm definitely in hardcore mode. And, I'm just going to showcase some work that I did, off camera. It's totally legitimate. I just did it off camera. It's fine. It's not. Don't trust hardcore off camera work. And here is why. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to give you 7 reasons why you should not trust off-camera hardcore work. This video is coming because very recently there was a big controversy on a YouTube channel whose name I'm not even going to utter on my channel, so that's that. But here's a screenshot of what they did. They had a very suspect bedrock breaking setup, and there have been multiple people in the tech community who have debunked this as completely fake, but it was presented to the viewers as off-camera work because it didn't make for interesting content. I'm calling bullshit. Now, that being said, there are plenty of hardcore players on Twitch. I myself started out streaming on Twitch, streaming hardcore mode, and I have many friends who do hardcore mode on Twitch. I think it's one of the best ways, especially when they don't do any off-camera work for their Twitch channel. I myself do like to play hardcore mode. I like to play off-camera, and I don't really put out any content for it anymore, but sometimes I'll stream it. But this is not an example of why anyone who plays hardcore, you just shouldn't watch them. This is just to make sure that you enter into these things you're viewing with a grain of salt. So if you see someone and something looks suspect, think about it a little bit more, and these are reasons why it could be suspect. Do people even say suspect anymore? Am I supposed to just say sus? So this structure behind me, this game was actually started 4 Minecraft days ago, and I did just kind of go around gathering some base materials and look for a place to put this in. This behind me is not legitimate. This is actually the storage system from the Syndicate server that I just pasted in the schematic for. And number 1 is the open to land mode. So you can see I'm in that same world, but now I'm in creative mode. This is probably the one that most people know about. So you can see here, even though I was just in creative mode, this still says hardcore mode on the save right here. So I'm going to load this up. All I need to do to be able to allow myself to go into creative mode is hit escape. And right here, this open to LAN button, I'm going to click open to LAN, and I can choose allow cheats on start LAN world, and now I can open my game changer. I can go into creative. I can do anything I want. I can open up a creative inventory, so I can give myself diamonds, and I could do a little bit of that, and then I can just go back into survival and look, start placing my diamonds. Oh, look, I'm hardcore. And because I'm in creative, I can use the creative mode fill commands. So I can do /fill from here, and I want to fill in from here to here. And then I can go back into survival mode. I'm going to say, look, I found a new way to make a giant hole using only 9 pieces of TNT. And I'm going to show you right here now. This is not off camera work. See, I just light that and walk away. And now we're going to have a big giant hole. And I can't explain exactly why this works because, because I'm cheating. That's why. Reason number 2 is a little program called NBT Explorer. So all Minecraft Java data is saved onto your computer in a format that is not readable by you as a human, but there are programs that translate it into readable text. You can then also edit that text. So you can see right now in my hand, I have 1 pumpkin here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open NBT Explorer. And if I just know exactly where to go in this, or if you just search for it and find out where to do it online, all I need to do is just open up my level dat, and then I'm going to open to my inventory. So here's player, and then we want to open inventory, and I just need to find where that pumpkin is. And I have now changed that to 64 wither skeleton skulls. So I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to reload my game here. And now we can see down in that slot there, I have 64 wither skeleton skulls. But I'm still in hardcore hearts mode. Thanks, NBT Explorer. Now, I'm not by any means bashing NBT Explorer here. I use it quite frequently as a server runner. As a server runner, this is very useful for when you have issues like someone drops too many entities on the ground and it's lagging out the server to the point where it crashes. You can use NBT Explorer to fix that. When you're doing creative work, like I do a lot of, it's a really nice tool to be able to find things in there and change those. There's no restriction on using it on a hardcore game. Reason number 3 is mods. So there was another person a while ago who was accused of using mods in a speedrunning setup. From the evidence I've seen, it looks like they did cheat there, but again, not going to mention that name. But there's one particular mod that I'm going to showcase. It's actually a mod that I love by Massa, but Tweakaroo. So let's say the person is, oh gosh, it's 119. I need to quit, get on the Warden hype train. Where's a Ancient City? I can't find any. Let me just go into free cam here. You can see once again I'm in survival with my hardcore hearts, but I'm now in free cam. And let's see, is there any ancient cities around us? Oh, I see a lot of skulk. Ooh, what's that over there? Okay, that's an ancient city. Okay, so right here is water. So I'll just take down these coordinates and I'll just dig straight down. Or Tweakaroo also has things like fake sneak. So I'm going to turn on fake sneak. And it means that I can just walk at normal speed, but I won't walk off the edge of anything. Now, in 119, this doesn't actually stop you from making sound. So, the Swift Sneak Pants do have an actual use there. But in this case, especially like Skyblock worlds, things like that, you can use this to not fall off the edge of anything. Or if you're working on something way high up and you don't have your elytra yet, it doesn't stop you from getting knocked off. So if, a mob hits you off, you can still jump off the edge, that type of thing. But just be aware that there are mods out there that you can't see on screen. You can see my mini HUD in the top there, so you can probably assume I'm using Tweakaroo. But there are mods there that can actually be used for cheating, stuff like that. And I don't know what I can say to tell you that I don't use them for cheating, and that's one of the reasons I'm not putting out any hardcore content on YouTube. Reason number 4, fake hardcore hearts. So you can see this is a world that I just started up, went into creative, came into the nether, and now I'm in survival. And so this game never was in hardcore mode. So if you're on the title screen, you wouldn't see hardcore mode. But I'm just going to go ahead and add on these hardcore hearts. I'll hit yes there and click done. And then when it reloads, we're going to see I am magically in hardcore mode. But if I die, I have the option to respawn. So look, I've just respawned in hardcore mode. So if you've got off-camera stuff that you're watching, this is another option. There could just be deaths that aren't just being shown, and you're just seeing a resource pack for the hearts. Reason number 5, backups. So we can see here's my original file, and here I just made a copy of that save file. And if I now go into survival and I die, we can see here that was a hardcore death because now I only have the option to spectate world. And I come in here in spectator mode. All I need to do is just copy my files from my backup and paste them over my actual save. And now when I load it back up, we can see I'm just back in hardcore mode, like nothing ever happened. You can actually note that in that scenario, if I do die in hardcore mode, there's another option I can use. So this option is now I'm in spectator. Once again, I can just escape, open to LAN, allow cheats on, start LAN world. There we go. I'm back in survival like it never happened. Reason number 6, this is getting a little weird, but on Game Create, so I'm here creating a brand new game. You can actually open the game rules from here and set game rules before you even start it. So a lot of these things would be more obvious, like if I turned off drowning and fall damage, you'd kind of see that after that happened. Same thing if I decided to turn off phantoms, if the person was never sleeping and you never saw that. Or turn off wardens, might be a little suspect that they get through a whole city without spawning a warden. But you can do things like turn up the random tick speed, so that would increase the amount of time that it takes, say things like sugarcane to grow. And we can see I can just turn these things off at my will. So I'll turn off phantoms, wardens, pillager patrols. I'm going to turn off mob griefing so Enderman can't pick up my blocks. And when I hit done, you can see I'm still selecting hardcore mode here. A thing to note about this is sometimes useful because, for example, this is how you would do ultra hardcore, because you come into your game rules and you can turn off regenerate health. But I can go ahead and start up this world here. And there we go. I have hardcore hearts. I'm in a hardcore world. And reason number 7, I wouldn't really call this a cheat in my opinion. This is, this just gives you a little bit of extra information, but you could technically call this extra information that you would not get from playing the game, and that's maps. Now, this option I've opened right here is called Zeros World Map. What this does is it gives you a map of every place that you've already explored. So you can see it's not filling in everything, only the areas of the world that I have actually generated. And this is loading them from those save files, so it's only going to show you things that you've seen. But this is chunk-based. This is a website that, once again, I'm fine with using this. But, if this is something that you would consider a cheat, just know that it is an option available out there. All you have to do is put in the seed of your world and select your version, and then you can find all these points of interest on here. So I can see things like my spawn location here. I can find villages. I can find pillager raid towers right here. I can find those locations of the ancient cities. Even woodland mansions. There's one right up there. There's one there. There's one there. Ooh, this is an interesting seed. You can find the location of the mushroom islands if you want to build your base on a mushroom island. And do things like look up the slime chunks for your world. Now, again, if you don't have the option to use something like a mini HUD to see slime chunks, this is something that I've recommended using in the past to actually find those. So you're going to have to decide for yourself if that one is actually a cheat to you. So I know if you enjoy watching hardcore players, this video seems like a big downer. Once again, I am not saying don't enjoy watching hardcore Minecraft content. I myself love playing hardcore. It's how I got my start on Twitch. I have many friends that play hardcore on Twitch that I know are also legitimate hardcore players. I'm just saying, once again, if you see something suspect, there is a chance that it's suspect. So if you see someone that's doing off-camera hardcore work or didn't think it would make good time-lapse footage, then by all means, take it with a grain of salt and just remember that these tricks can be employed, especially with the off-camera mining stuff. Now, again, this is why I recommend watching hardcore streamers if you want to consume hardcore content, because it's one of those things where if you die on stream and the next day you come back and everything is back, obviously one of these methods was employed, so you kind of already know that. It's a little more obvious. But in those YouTube videos especially, yeah, just be careful. So I hope that helped you learn something if you didn't know it. I hope I didn't just help you figure out how to cheat on your hardcore YouTube channel. If I did, and that's something you intend on doing, by all means, you can unclick that subscribe button down below, because I just find that kind of despicable. I'll catch you later. Have a good one, unless you're a cheater. Bye.